So which one you want to deal on most? You got that Beretta silver Pigeon down there and one of these RIAs. Which one you feel the most flex on? Gun showers, YouTubers, Saturday, November 1st, 2025. We're in beautiful Sedalia, Missouri for a gun show. Now this gun show is new to the channel and new to Sedalia, Missouri here at the Missouri State Fairgrounds. Today we're going inside with our typical $500 budget. We've got a line building up outside of the door, opens up in about 5 minutes. And of course, guys, if you've enjoyed this content, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. And once you're done watching this episode, make sure to leave a comment telling me what you thought. All right, I'm gonna go get in line. I'm not gonna spend too long at this show. I've got a 3-hour drive home, so I'll probably only stay about an hour, maybe an hour and a half here before I got to get going. So let's go get inside and see what kind of deals we can find. All right, man, this is awesome. Let's start right here with the Beretta. What is that in? $7,000 new. Is that in 7,000? And 338 LePou. I thought so. That chamber did not look like 50 cals. We got another Beretta and 50 BMG, 4,700. Beautiful. If you guys watched that episode just recently, we were shooting a Beretta, riding tanks, having fun with the subscriber base. Very nice. We got a auto ordnance Tommy gun, $2,000, 45 ACP. We've got another auto ordnance, $2,000. We've got the Sig Cross in 308, 1,500. A M1A in 308, 1,800. We got 1,900 on this M1A TAC in 308. And a Springfield M1A again in 308, 2,200. A Colt AR-15 in 5.56, 1,200, sorry. And another Colt carbine, 1,100 and 5.56. And a Colt carbine again, 1,250. That one's 7.6239. Then we got a Super Weasel, 5.56, not sure if I've heard of that brand, 1,700. You guys would have to tell me about that. And then a Honey Badger, what brand is that? Honey Badger, 2,900. And we've got another Honey Badger pistol, 300 blackout, 2,900. And again, Sugar Weasel. Never heard of this brand, guys, 1,700, 5.56. Now we've got, Scar FN. 7.62x51 new. We're looking at, I don't see a price tag on that one. Then we've got a Scar and 5.56, 3,500 there. And we got a Chris Vector 9mm. That's awesome. I like that in 9, 1,700. Another Chris Vector 1,600 and 10mm, even better. Another Chris Vector 1950 and 45 ACP in black in 9mm, 1,500. Another Chris Vector in green 9mm, 1,500. And in the camo 9mm, 1,650, IWI Tavor, 2,100, 7.62x51. Then we've got another IWI Tavor here running 1,800 and 5.56. Another IWI's 1,800, an IWI DeGaleal Ace, $2,000 and 7.62x51. Beautiful firearms. Man, this setup is just awesome. And an IWI Galil again, 5.56, 1,800. And we've got the Romanian at 7.6254. Awesome firearm right there. PSL 54, 2,600. And then we got another Romanian in 7.62x39. AK running 1,800. And then we got a Century Arms in 308, $1,000. That looks fun. And another AK here, 5.56, 2,000. That's awesome. Really good selection coming right in the door here. Another Arsenal AK, 7.6239, $2,000. And we got another Arsenal, 7.6239, 1,900. Then we got a Radon, Pioneer Arms Sporter, 900. And another Sporter running 900. We got a Zastava PAP, Z-PAP, 7.6239, 1,650. And we got another Zastava Zastava PAP, 1,200. If you guys see anything on these tables you're interested in, then we got another Zastava 1,200, another Zastava again in camo, 1,550, and in black with the foregrip, 1,500. And then a Riley Defense AK, marked new, 1,300 and 308. That's awesome. And we got another Riley Defense AK for it, 74, AK 74, 950. Man, I'm stuttering today. Got another Riley Defense AK 47. 850, AK-47 again, 850, and then we've got a Wasser 10 I don't see a price on this one. We got another Wasser, running $950, and then we've got the AP5P Century, running 1500 and 9mm with the sidearm. And we've got a Romanian Mini Draco Romeron. Is that what that is? A Century, I guess. $1,000. And we got another Century for 700, and a CAI BFT, so another Century. Running 1200 on that one right there. And we got the Micro Draco running 900, and another Micro Draco. No price on that one. We got a PTR 9 and 9mm 1800, and then a Mac 5 and 9mm 1200, another Mac 5K MDC, is that what it says? Mac 5K 1200. Oh, what is this? A CAI AP5-50, I think that says, but it's got the fun buttons on it. 1500. We got an HK SP5 running $3,000 and 9mm, and we got an HK 9mm rifle running $3,000. Another HK PDW running $3,000 there. Keltec R50 running 700 and 5.7. Then we've got another Keltec. I don't see a price on that one. Keltec P50 for $850. And another Keltec again, no price. Probably 600 because that's what this sub 2000 is running here. So 600 on the sub. We got a Keltec PLR 16, 850 and 5.56. That's the pistol right there. And we got another Keltec in 22, 300, 400. My apologies. And we've got an Umarex HK 22-long rifle, 550. Looks like a lot of fun. And we got a Split Army St. Edge, 5.56, 1750. And then a, is it Springfield Armory? Yep. Helion, 1450. Again, St. Victor, 1200 and 5.56, and a 6-hour M&P. Little baby right there. Comes with the back. That's cool. Wish I knew the price. Probably can't afford that. Oh, we got a CZ Scorpion next to it. Running 900, and then we've got an FN in 5.7. Beautiful gun right there, running 1500, and then we've got a Steyr AUG A3M2, 300 blackout, $2,000. A Steyr AUG A3M2 again in 5.56, 1900. Oh wow, this is a beautiful selection of firearms here. In the back there we got a Colt Government 2500 in the very back. Can't even get the detail work on that, but that thing is completely done up. We got a Colt Commander 45 ACP 1150. We've got a Colt Delta Elite 10mm 1200 in the corner. Colt Delta Elite 10mm 1200. Down here in the bottom left, a Colt Government 45 ACP 4200 all done up. Upper right of that one, a Colt Government 10mm 2650. A Colt Gold Cup in black, 1400 and 9mm, and then a Colt Government 38 Super 1250 with the blued grips right there. And we've got a Colt Government model 45 ACP 900, Colt Government to the right of it, and 45 again 900, 1400 for that one above it. Not sure what drives the price difference to this one and these two. And we got a Colt SAA 45 long Colt, $4,000 to the right of that. A Colt Viper in 357 38, $1,000. Another Colt Viper 357 38, $1,000. 1,500 on the one next to it, and another Python 1,300. And this Anaconda, wow, look at that, 44 mag, $4,000. And then we've got another Colt Anaconda 44 mag, 1,500. That seems reasonably priced there. Colt King Cobra 22 long rifle, $1,000 in the upper right. Below that we got the Colt King Cobra again, 22, 1,100, and then a Colt King Cobra, $1,000 below that. And then we're here with the Anaconda in 44 mag, 1,500. Ooh, I like that one. That seems fair. Brand new in box. Very big gun. Makes me happy. To the left of it, Colt Python, 1,500. To the left of that, a Python, again, 1,500. In black is another Python, 1,600. Again, all done up. I don't know if I grabbed these two, so we're going to do it again. $4,000 for this one right here. Just the work done to that gun is amazing. To the one on the left of it, same thing, stag handled, 2,500, Python. Let's make sure we get everything here in the middle. Another done up one, a Python with all kinds of work on the slide, $4,000. Again, even more work on the slide for a Python, $4,000. And a Colt Grizzly in 338, 357, 1,600. And another Python right there, running 1,500. Wow, it's a good set of cases here. We got a Ruger Super Wrangler 350 with both mags. We've got a Ruger LCP2 22 long rifle 400, and we'll start here to the left, a Colt Anaconda 44 mag 1500, Colt Kodiak 44 mag 1600. To the right of that, a Ruger single 6 and 22 long rifle 730, and then another single 6 in 22 mag and long rifle 650. We'll go up top there with the Ruger MK4 22 long rifle 500. Next to it, I can't see the tag, Ruger LCP in the very back. We're on a 275 and 38 ACP. Got a Ruger 5.7 500 new, super fair. Ruger 5.7 again, 550 in teal next to it. In the back, a Ruger American 9mm 500 and a Ruger RXM 400. That's a pretty damn fair price for the RXM right there. And then a Ruger LCP, we're on a 350. Another LCP Max, we're on a 320 and 380. And then white below that, or in the cow, and for 500, then a Ruger LCR below that, 22 mag 630, LCR 22 long rifle 500, Ruger Super Black Hawk 44 mag 1100. That's closer to my budget range there. Then we got a GP 100 by Ruger 22 long rifle 850. To the left of that, a Super Red Hawk 480 Ruger. I don't know anything about that caliber. This one right here, 1150 on that gun. Got another Ruger in 5.7, looking for 550 again, and then a Ruger SR 1911 in 10mm, okay, with the grips, 1100. Another Ruger Mark IV 470, sorry, and another Ruger again to the left of it, a little more done up, running 600 on that one. Oh, let's see, did I hit these? Anaconda 1500, another Anaconda 1500. Geez, I'm sorry guys. And then a Ruger Bearcat and 22 long rifle 750, a little one next to it, another Bearcat 22 long rifle 600, and then we got a Ruger Wrangler 22 long rifle $200. I'd love to get one for 180ish with only one cylinder someday. Ruger Black Hawk 950 and a Ruger SR 1911 725, and then a Dunna Ruger SR 1911 and 1500. And last but not least, and 22 Hornet, this long barreled guy right here, running 1150. All right, we're looking at the Smith & Wesson MP Shield 460, Equalizer and 9mm 530, Smith & Wesson 9mm 1300 here in the left, and to the right of it, another 1911 9mm 1650, Smith & Wesson, then above that in black to the left, 9mm 39-2 model, $1,000 used, Smith & Wesson 52-2 and 38 special. 38 super, maybe special, not so special, okay. $15.95, $1,600. All right, and then we have a Smith & Wesson 44 mag, 1200, the 629-6, and then a 686-6 in a 357-38, 900, a Smith & Wesson 28-2, 38, 357, 800, 66-2, same caliber, 900. And a model 647 in 17 HMR. Okay, that's awesome. $2,000 running to use there on that one as well. Smith & Wesson 64-4, 38 special, 825. A Chiappa Rhino 9mm, looks fun, 1100. And then again in 357-38, 1300. And another Chiappa Rhino in the corner, 15. We've got a done-up Chiappa on that can, that weird colorization right there, around 1500. To the right of it, 1050, and gold 1400, and then silver next to it, another 1200. All that in 357-38. And then we got a Kimber Micro in the back there, 500 used, and a Kimber Rapid 10mm 1500 above that. We got a Smith & Wesson 686-7, 1200. To the left of that, we got a 610-4 and 10mm. That's awesome, 1150. And then a 681-1 below that, and 357-38, 1100. Getting a lot of people around the tables, I'm gonna move. We've got a Ruger 1022, 22 long rifle, 450, 550 next to that. This one's all don't tread on me to up. And then we've got 450 on a Ruger 1022 and 22 long rifle, Texas edition, 2 in a row, 450, and another Ruger 1022, 450, 550 on this one here with the bass. It's got the so you can measure your catch. That's awesome. And the Ruger 1022, 500 in camo. We're looking at the Remington TAC 13 12 gauge, 1150, and then the Kel-Tec KSG, 1100. And then the Kel-Tec KSG again, 410, okay, that's cool. 550, another Kel-Tec KSG 12 gauge, 850. And the What is this? Standard manufacturing DP12 12 gauge 1400. Oh, that's neat. And very interesting. I don't think I've seen these at shows before. IDI Tavor 12 gauge 1300. We got the Kalashnikov 12 gauge. That's sexy. 1050. The Beretta A300. I cannot afford it. Love one day in my collection. 1150. Another Beretta A300. All done up. 1500 12 gauge. And we've got again a Beretta 1301 12 gauge 1900. A Beretta 1301 TAC 12 gauge 1600. A Beretta A300 Ultimate 12 gauge 1250. A300 Ultimate again, $1,000, and then a Marlin 1894 and 38 357, $1,000. Marlin 1895 4570, 1300, and a Chiappa 4570, 1600. We've got a Canik, bottom right, 550 in gold next to it, bronze I'd say, 9mm, 900. Looks like the TTI Combat, new 900. And then Canik TP9 Elite above that, 500 and 9mm, and to the right of it, all done up. If you could see, it's got a lot of work to it, but it's hard to see in this light. The Met SF Canik and 9mm 800, and then a Canik Met SFT 400 in the top right, and then a Canik Met SF 400 again, and then at the top right there, pointing at it, Shadow Systems CR 920 650, Shadow Systems MR 920L to the left of that 850. We got a Glock 26 and 9mm 520, and then the blue cow Glock 48 and 9mm 650, and the Glock 43X 750 to the left of that. Below that in all cow is Glock 43X 9mm 630 650 for the one in pink next to it in the left. And then again, I got people piling up. I don't want to get in the way. Oh man, beautiful gun show, guys. I'm really happy with this one so far. All right, back at it again. All ARs, 375. This is what we like to see here. Heck, maybe it's another AR day for me. We'll see. We got another Kel-Tec Sub 2000. This one's in 10mm though, 550 and 10mm. I could do with that Florida trash then for sure. Trash plastics, I should say. And we got a Springfield 2020 rimfire 22 long rifle, 625. We got a Mossberg used 535 12 gauge pump, 375. Mossberg Patriot sling ammo, 30-06, 475. Remington 10-A 2 barrels, 325 12 gauge right there. Then Remington 1100 20 gauge semi-auto, 525. And a M1014 Argos Systems. Oh, Benelli. Okay, I'm sitting there going, what is this? 12 gauge, run 1900 right there. And then we've got a Henry hardwood barrel, status new, caliber 4570, 1050. We got a Henry H109 GAW all weather in 3030, 900, and a Henry TAC Ranger in 556, 995. A Smith & Wesson Stealth Hunter 1150. We've got the Kimber KHX Pro 1350. Then we've got the Smith & Wesson 610 in 10mm, awesome, 1125. Then we've got a Smith & Wesson 686-6, 357 mag, 865. Below that, 29-2, 44 mag, 1075. And then an Anaconda by Colt, 44 mag, 1295. Now that is a fair dang price. That's awesome. I like seeing that. That's good. All right, we got 380 on the Bodyguard 2.0. Saw one for 320 last week. Best I've ever seen them. Do want one day. And we got 450 on the M&P 9 Shield EZ. We've got 380 on the Bodyguard 2.0 above it as well in all black. Super Red Hawk 22 Hornet 1225, SR 1911, 9mm, 550. If I can get it for 5, that'd be a great little pickup right there. Then a used Ruger LC 380 with 1 mag, 365. Then we got a Taurus Judge, we're at 560. We got 400 on this Taurus in 9mm, and then a Ruger LCR in 327 Federal, 575. And we've got a Buckmark 22 long rifle, 565. Another one in 22, 620. It's got the compensator on it, a little different setup than the one above it. And then another Buckmark 550 there, and then we've got a little Heritage Rough Rider 125. That's fair price for Heritages these days. And we got the Rossi Brawler running 309, 45 long Colt and 410. And we've got the Glock 48 and 9mm, 485. That seems pretty fair right now. I've been in, and I'm willing to pick up Glocks before they make big changes. Then we've got the PX9 by TSAS, around 450. And below that, we got a P17, 22 long rifle, 210. I haven't seen 210 in a long time. I picked mine up for 200. I was real happy with that. Really nice trigger on a cheap gun for sure. We got a Taurus 992 and 22 cal 675. We got a CVA Scout 243 Win 395. That just seems like a fun hand cannon. Mossberg Shockwave pump 6-shot, cool, full 545. I like that case with it. That's awesome. We were looking on some good work done to this one. Is it a Browning? 20 gauge. That's some really nice slide work right there. Run a 700, and then we got a Browning 12 gauge above that. Again, beautiful firearm right there. 1300. I don't see any markings on these other than the price. I don't want to finger up his guns. If we're on 495 on that over under right there. And we got a Mossberg Target 22. Wow, I like that. Bolt right there. That's neat. Running 350. That's cool. Then we've got some ARs here running across the table. Got a pistol and 9mm run 600 and 300 blackout. These look like to be all Bear Creek here, 600. And we've got another Bear Creek 22 long rifle with scope 450. I'm not too sure the brand on this one, but it's got Magpul gear on it. Running 500 for that one. That seems pretty fair. Another one, 223, running 550. Another AR again. Not too sure the manufacturer's on it, but it's got B5 system furniture, running 600 there, and we got another AR running 650, and then a PSA 556 223 650, and again another AR-15 MCMOS. Okay, and we've got another AR-15 right here, running 650 right there, and then we got an Anderson. Running 650 at that camo, another Anderson with 300 blackout, running 650, and Anderson at 762 39 650. And what do we got? Another Bear Creek, yep, Bear Creek 556 650, PSA and 300 blackout 650, and then we got the Trump 4765 Grendel. I'm interested in 65 Grendel, 700 blackout, but I don't have anything in that yet. 6mm ARC, AR-15 running 600, 6.8 SPC, AR-15 running 600, and last one on the table, an Aero Precision at 308, Timney trigger. Do not see a price on this one, $950. All right, guys, we got the Canik TP9 Elite, $470 on that one right there, and then we got a Ruger 44 mag, 1 day used, $1,300, and then we got the Ruger 5.7 running $480. That's a very fair price. I said $500 is a fair price. That's a very fair price. Got a Ruger Max 9, 9mm. Okay, $300. That'd be in that $300 budget range. Ruger LCP 380, $270, and then we've got the Shield X. So he was saying this is the predecessor of the 2.0, and it does actually feel pretty good. This has got a deeper bite here. Huh. Neat. What do we got on this one then while we're looking at it? Brand new to the market, Shield X. 570 on that one, a 9mm, and then we got the Smith & Wesson Shield Plus 9mm, 450, and the Equalizer running 540 with the optic cutout, and a Smith & Wesson 40, SD 40, 360, and then we got the Glock 48, 9mm 10 round 550 right there, and the Glock 44 22 long rifle 470, Glock 43X 550. We got the SIG Peak 365 XL night sight, 9mm, run 700 there. Springfield Hellcat run 600. Then got the Taurus 9mm, run 320 there, and then the GX2 run 330. And then we've got the G-Force 1911 run 400 again. Maybe one day I'll pick one of these up, 400 again on the G-Force Chronicle. We got the EAA wind indicator. If this is a 357 mag, we would probably do that too. 400. Charter Arms Pathfinder 22 long rifle, run 470 right there. And then a Pioneer Arms AK, running 800 there. Got 243 Winchester by Stevens, and then a 334 model, 420. And we got 500 on the Savage Access 2, 270 Win. We got another Savage Access 2 and 30-06, 500. And we got the Cricket all done up. Running 240 on that one there, and then a Mossberg 500 Super Bantam 20 gauge 475, and then we got 160 on these Ermoxes. That's a good price. I paid, I think, 165 for mine. And we've got a Dixon's 12 gauge running 190, and some BB guns. Somebody was talking about BB guns in the comments before, so I'm gonna look at them anyways. Got the Crossman AK1 AK1 BB CO2 air rifle 220, Crossman M1 carbine 200. Another air rifle, 220. I have one of these. These are awesome. I think I paid 150-ish, I want to say. Maybe I don't remember, but I do know I have one, and they're freaking amazing with the kids. And excuse my language. And then we got a SIG MCX air gun. I do not see a price on that one. All right, we got the Stevens 258A Nosen, 225 on that one. We got a Remington 1148 12 gauge, 475. And then we've got a Stevens Browning 12 gauge, model 621, 350 for this one right here. We got Stevens model 67 20 gauge, 275. And we've got a Beretta Silver Pigeon 495. Let's take a look at this one. Silver Pigeon, okay shape. I don't know if you guys can see that little pitting on it. That might be the one. I remember seeing one of these at this price, maybe the same dealer, about 4 or 5 shows ago. Let's keep that in mind. 495 on that one right there. We got Ithaca model 37, 16 gauge, 495. 16 gauge pump, cool. We got an RIA Traditions 410, 225. Ithaca 37, 12 gauge, 225. And we've got a Remington 1100 and 695 on the price tag there. We got a Savage and 350 Legend, running 475, and then a 30-06, sorry, American Ruger, 425. And we've got a Lynx AK-12, 12 gauge, running 695. That seems like a fun one right there. I wish I could afford that today. And then we got a High Point in 45, running 395 on that one, and a G-Force lever, 575. I don't see the caliber there, but it looks like a 38 special. And then we got a DPMS in 308, running 750. Seems pretty fair. We got a Norinco Mac 90 AK, running 1125 there. And we got a Russian Sega 76239, 1150, a Ishmash Sega in 308, 1795, another Ishmash Sega AK-47 and 223, awesome, running 1875, and another Sega again in 76239, 1750, and we got 795, so 800 on this VSKA by Century. We got another Century Arms folder, 675. We got a DC Industries AK-47, 1075, and then there's a Stava Micro or PAP 925. We got the Romy G AK-47, 1795. We got a Tika T3 in 6.5 by 55, 995. We got a Rossi Rio Bravo 22 long rifle, 350. Ruger 1022, 350 with a scope. Another 1022 scope next to it. It's not a part of it. 395 on that one. Then we got a Remington, little single shot 22, 525, and a Browning SA-22. 675, and then we've got a Car M1 carbine, 995 right there. A Ruger Mini 30, 76239. Price is marked out there. We got $1,000 on it, 1,050 on the underfolder right there, and another Ruger Mini 14 at the end of the table, running 850 and 223. We got the RIA in 10 millimeter at 1911, 600. Then we got 6-hour SP 220, 2022, 40 Smith & Wesson 450. Get out of these guys' way here. We're looking at a Black Rain multi-cal, 300 blackout, 875. We got a Mossberg 12 gauge with the double mag, 550. Now that looks like a lot more fun. Even that Silver Pigeon over there would fit right in that Beretta collection. We've got a RIA VR70. I remember these things first hit the market, 450. KS7 12 gauge, 475. Another Ishmael Sega 12 gauge, running 975. We got a G-Force pump. I want 275 for that one. And then an RIA 12 gauge for 325. And then another RIA 12 gauge, 325. All right, well, probably only seen about half, 2/3 of this show. I'd say almost 2/3. Not a huge show, maybe 110 tables it looks like. Let me check the time. I've been here 55 minutes, and I don't have a lot of time because I've got such a long drive back to the house. So I've got to make my mind up. What's really caught my attention right now is that Beretta Silver Pigeon. I think that'd be a great addition to the Beretta collection there for sure. But I don't want to do myself a disservice and not to continue looking first. I have actually been told no on filming by a few tables. And if you notice there are some tables in the background I ain't filmed, it's because I'm not allowed. But that usually happens anytime I come to a new area or a new gun show, and that's awesome. Eventually one day they'll get comfortable with my presence and possibly let me film and even buy one of their guns on film. All right. We've got the Dutch 1895 7.5 by 53R 550. Got us a nice double barrel Zabala 20 gauge double barrel 500. That seems pretty fair. In decent condition too. Pretty dang good condition. All right, we got a side-by-side shotgun running 250. Not more than that on there. Kind of beat up, but old black powder maybe. We got your way, brother. Right, we got a Ward's Western Field 22 short long rifle. 265. That's in dang good shape, especially that stock right there. And we got a Winchester Model 74 22 long rifle. Feed hole. Yeah, I don't own one of these. That seems like something that'd be nice in the Gun Show collection. 375 there. We got a Winchester Model 290 and 22 long. Short or long rifle. 175. Old school repeater. 175. And a Springfield 54 caliber black powder. 265 there. And we got an Optima Magnum 50 cal 225. We got 365 on this flintlock right there. Muzzle loader. Black powder gun, another 45 black powder, 245 right there. And then we got the Hunter Bolt CVA 50 cal, running 200. And we got a Knight Disc 50 cal, 245. A CVA Kodiak Magnum, 275. And last one there's a 12 gauge black powder. Beautiful, beautiful work on that one. See if we can't see a price on there. Only 300 made. Nope, no price on that one. All right, we're looking at the Smith & Wesson 10mm with dies. $13.95, and then we've got a Smith & Wesson Mod 14-2 below that, 38 Special, $6.95, and then a 19-5 stainless, $8.95. To the left of that, Smith & Wesson SV40, $400. An import a Pinta 9mm 1911 550 Kimber 45 cal 1150. We got a Glock 29 10mm 3 mags 850. Colt Combat Commander 38 Special, $12.95. Sig P3 65 9mm, $4.95. We've got a handy rifle, 223 with scope, $4.50. We've got a Taurus Wizard in 243, $4.25. I don't think I've ever heard of that. Single shot, okay. We got another handy rifle in rough shape, running 175 right there. And then a Stevens 16 gauge, single shot, $3.25 on that one right there. Looking at a Savage Axis 22-250, $4.75. Browning X-Bolt 300 Win Mag 925 in gray, and then in camo a Remington Mod 700 243 $6.50, and then a Remington Mod 770 308 $4.95. On the back side here we've got us M&P AR-22 $3.75, and a Savage R17 17 HMR $4.95. 17 Thunderer. Another 17 HMR, $3.25 next to it with a scope. One of my favorite calibers here in Missouri. And we got a Marlin, third from the end, model 60, 22 cal, $3.75. Remington 552, 22 short, long rifle, $5.95. Right there, second one at the end of the rack. Very beautiful gun. And then we got a Winchester Model 290, 22 cal, $2.95. Very nice. Yeah, no, for sure. We got a Browning Bar, 7mm mag with scope, $12.95. A Remington 700 BDL, 22-250, $1,095. And then a 700 BDL camo heavy barrel in 223, running $8.95 on that one right there. We got us an ATI Tactical 20 gauge, looks really good. $5.95 up there. And then we got a Knight muzzleloader 50 cal, all done up. Oh, she's pretty. She's pretty.
Very pretty.
Right there, and then we got a show special on this Knight 50 cal with a Leopold scope, $12.95. See if we can't fit back in here real quick. We've got a Beretta PX4 Storm, 40 cal, $4.25. We got a Tang Folio on 38 Super, around $5.75. We got the RIA 1911 45, $4.95 there. Springfield SDS 45, $4.50. The Citadel with the ammo can, $7.95. Got another RIA 1911, $4.95. FN 503 9mm, $4.75. You know, Springfield Armory XD 9mm Elite, running $4.95. And a SAR Slim A2 9mm, running $3.50. Doesn't seem too bad. I think 300 would be even better. Springfield XD 9mm, $3.75. Springfield Echelon 9mm, $5.75. Rock Island STK 100 9mm, $3.95. And then the baby RI. Oh, and I have, okay. I've been wanting one of these babies in 380, $4.50. This might be the day. It's either that or honestly, on the other side of that table's got that silver Pigeon on it. 450. All right, Walther 380, 495 above that. And we've got a Burst of Thunder, 380, 395. Another Charter Arms Undercover, 38 Special in blue, 375. And we got the Pink Lady there, running 375. Sorry if I'm in your way, brother. We got the 410, 45 long Colt single shot, 250. Raven's Arm, 25 cal, 160. I should probably try to pick that up just cause. That's a neat little chromed out $160 gun. 380 Kel-Tec P3AT 325, Kel-Tec P32 325, Kel-Tec P32 32 auto 325, Taurus PT 738 and 380 225 AMT backup 45 ACP 550, 6R P938 9mm running 550. And then a Bond Arms 22 long rifle 325, Thunderstruck in 22 250. Never again. I've had one. I got rid of it. Kind of wish I didn't because it's a good novelty gun, but I'll never buy one again. Ruger LCR 38 Special 495, Ruger Blackhawk 41 mag 650, Ruger Blackhawk 357 525, RIA AL 9.0 9mm 500, and a 357 mag Ruger. That's pretty 600 bucks. And Ruger Super Blackhawk 44 mag 625, 357 mag. By Ruger GP 1000, 750 there, and then they got a Stoger, 45 Colt Stoger. Well, that's first, 450. Ruger New Vanguard, 45, 750. Smith & Wesson 15.3, 38 Special, 495. So which one you want to deal on most? You got that Beretta Silver Pigeon down there, and one of these RIAs. Which one you feel the most flex on? Because I like both. What would be your out the door for this one? Because I'd love to have one of these, but I also like your Silver Pigeon. If you need to move that, we could go talk on that one. I think I got 495 on that one over there. I like both.
Probably do 400 on either one.
You do 400 on either? Yeah. Let's do the Silver Pigeon then. I like this guy.
You know what I shot?
We got
There's 92 Beretta mags over there.
military issued.
I'm going to save my money today, though, and I'll be at the next show. Catch me at the next one.
You can't get them no cheaper.
All right, let me go look. What do you got on them? Where are they at? What you got on them?
Right there. They're the military ones.
How much per mag? How much for all 6 of them?
All 6 of them, 30 bucks.
30? Oh, yeah, no. How about...
You want more?
All right, so you got 15 plus these 6. So we'll say 20 Beretta mags. How much for 20? I got 100 bucks in my pocket, so you can't go over 100. If you want to keep, you tell me how many I can get for 100. That seems like a dang fair price. Keep them at $5 a piece. Like, don't go no cheaper. Yeah. No, that's, you wasn't lying when you said that. I'm glad you didn't. If you wouldn't have took me over here, I'd have said, not today, not today. Nope, let's do. I got 100. Let's do it. Yeah.
See if we got 14.
No.
I know we do.
I was gonna carry that 100 to the next show, but you're right. I ain't gonna find them that cheap. There we go. Oh man, 20 of them. All right. You got a bag you can put them in? Because I ain't got pockets to hold them, brother.
I'll double bag them.
Everybody owns this piece.
Kind of heavy.
All right. Well,
Thank you, sir.
smooth sale right there. If you wouldn't have brought me over and talked to me, I'd have been like, nah, I don't need no mag. I do need mags at that price, brother.
There you go. You got them.
Well, I did not expect to pick up 20 92 FS Beretta mags, but at $5 a piece, that's just what we're doing with that last $100 there. So, all right. You guys have a good one. Oh man, what a successful show. We got the Beretta Silver Pigeon. We got that for $400 out the door. And we just picked up 20 Beretta mags at $5 a pop for the 92 FS. I am extremely tickled pink with that one. I did not expect to buy 20 mags today, but for $5 a pop, I couldn't say no. The guy said, oh, I got a price you can't resist, and he was not lying. If you guys have enjoyed this content, make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button, leave a comment, tell me what you think about this new channel venue, one I plan to go to again in the future. And today's gun show verse of the day is Isaiah 6:8. Let's take a look at what we got. We got that Beretta Silver Pigeon. Very happy with it. Need to get it in the case. Need to get a little cleaned up. That way none of the little surface issues I see go any further. And then this I did not expect to get, but I mean at $5 a mag, Beretta 92 FS military issued, government issued mags. I said, yeah, let's spend our last 100 on that. So we got 20 more for the Berettas. We're gonna stick that somewhere else in the car so it don't run against that gun. If you guys enjoyed this content, make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button. Leave a comment telling me what you thought. I believe I have no gun shows over the next 3 weeks. So the target is we're gonna get out and shoot some of the new guns we've picked up recently, do a little bit of a review. And I know for a fact, I now have time to go pick up the steel for the range, the gun range. So I'll see you guys the next one. Thanks for watching.